with engines from other parts of the city. It was clear and later determined that the blaze started when a Christmas tree in the home caught fire. Ultimately killed 12 people, mostly children. I think it was 12 children, as young as 2 and 3 years old. But you know what? In the wake of that tragedy, Local 22 President Mike came along and said, look, Mike told me that during the 2008 recession, a number of fire companies across the city had to be decommissioned. One of those companies was right here, Ladder One, from this station that we're standing in today. On the day of Fairmont fire, if the company hadn't been decommissioned, Ladder One would have been the closest truck to the fire. God only knows whether it would have been able to get there that much earlier to save lives, would have responded, but maybe save some lives. When I spoke to the city officials here, I told them everything I could. I'd do everything I could to bring back Ladder One back into service as well as others. During the pandemic, we invested $350 billion in the American Rescue Plan and in my administration. States and cities could use it to keep firefighters in a job, including here in Philly. I also signed a budget providing $360 million each for both assistance to firefighters grant program and a safer grant program, for hundreds of emergency response vehicles and thousands of protective equipment called turnout gear. I included money for critical cancer research screening, because that's the cause of death of most firefighters because of exposure to toxic exposure on the job. And helped put almost 1,200 more local firefighters in the field across the country. Using previous SAFER grant awards, Philadelphia had already been able to bring back several line companies back online that had been decommissioned during the Great Recession. In the wake of the tragic Fairmont fire, my team worked with city officials and the mayor to help get them to apply for a new SAFER grant to bring the rest of the decommissioned companies back into service, including Ladder One. As a result, the city just got an additional $22 million to fund salaries and benefits for 72 firefighters. On January 8, new firefighter cadet class is entering the academy, supported by this grant. And starting today, for the first time in nearly 15 years, this neighborhood once again has a ladder company on call 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, ready to keep them safe. Mike, I kept my promise and got the job done. Now, you all heard me say before, God made man, and he also made a few firefighters. The overwhelming human instinct is to run away from danger. I think the most frightening thing anybody could do is run into a fire. Almost anything else is less consequential. But when the bell rings, you all just run toward it. And you put your gear on, you jump in the truck, and you do what you got to do. Because being a firefighter isn't just what you do, it's who you are. It's who the hell you are. And we know that's what produces firefighters, and the only thing that protects firefighters is more firefighters. Let me say it again. The only thing that protects firefighters is more firefighters. Good equipment, obviously, but more firefighters. For my entire career, I've been committed to doing everything I can to put more firefighters in the field and to give you the training and equipment you need to do your jobs. That's what today's all about, in my view. So let me close with this. You know, when the worst happens, when those alarms go off, when everything and everyone you love is in danger, there's no better sight in the world than a firefighter ready to go to work. So thank you for being who you are. And thank your families, by the way. Thank your families. That alarm goes off, man, and their hearts go up in their throats. And they wait for that phone call, wondering what happened. There's so damn many of you have given your lives across the country. So many of you. So I can't thank you enough. I think you're the thing, you and the medics that travel are the most consequential people in the community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I promise you, we're not stopping here. We're going to keep going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cassia local bank. Philadelphia Fire Department has been awarded Staffing and Adequate Fire and Emergency Response Staffer Grant. Here you go, pal.
Mr. Mayor, you definitely got to put a hand on that.
You do.